auto routes sometimes require some debugging. Here, we'll look at some simple testing techniques. It's easy to resolve any small routing problems that might crop up. Let's look at how to do this. This is a simple example with only 3 routes that we've set up in incident management. The first route moves incidents to the website support group. The others are default routes. Scroll down. You can see that we've clicked into the matching conditions on the auto route and made a minor change. Can you identify the change? We changed the capitalization on the category of websites. Remember that Cloud SM is case sensitive in its matching. This is a common mistake for a new administrator. Now let's see how we'd figure it out. We begin from the ticket center and create a blank incident ticket. We've also done some things for testing. We entered the description in capital letters, indicating it's a test ticket. This is good practice, so that someone doesn't try to work on this ticket. We'll delete this ticket later. Next, we set the categorization to class equals service and category equals websites, and save the ticket. After saving the ticket, we've scrolled down to see the activity history. This is the first place you should look to debug auto routes. The history log shows exactly which auto route was matched when the ticket was saved. Debugging is simple now. Remember that auto routes always work based on matching conditions. We now know that something did not match. But what happens if no auto route is processed? Let's take a look. We've gone back to the auto route screen and deleted all the auto routes. Don't worry, we can get them back quite easily. So what will happen now when we create a ticket? Here, the ticket was created, and things like phase, source and severity were all set. But no auto routes were used. That is because, for every ticket type, there are default values that are applied to fields. Let's take a look at those. From Manage, Tools, Configuration Parameters, we have used Filter By in the gray bar to only look at the parameters that affect incident management. In the search filter field, we've entered the keyword initial. As you can see, there are several parameters that have been displayed. These are the default values for the key fields for an incident ticket. The out-of-the-box configuration have these parameters set in such a way that the ticket will enter a generic workflow and not create an orphan ticket. Be careful changing these parameters. Now, let's go back to auto routes and restore the deleted routes. We've navigated back to the auto routes tab. Notice in the filters section, you can select auto routes based on status. Make sure you select routes with an inactive status. We've done that here. Now we see the routes that we deleted. When you delete a route in Cloud SM, you don't actually delete it. You only make it inactive. That's because you don't want to lose the history for old tickets about what auto routes were applied. Change the status filter to see inactive auto routes. Select the route you want to recover. Then change the status from inactive to active and apply changes. This recovers the route. After you are done testing, don't forget to delete your test tickets from the Actions drop-down. Let's review some best practices for testing auto routes. Matching conditions are case-sensitive, so small typing errors can cause an auto route to match incorrectly. The activity log in a ticket is your most important debugging tool for auto routes. Key values for a ticket are set by the configuration parameters. You can reactivate deleted auto routes by changing the status back to active. And remember to delete your test tickets when you are finished testing. Go to the Documentation Wiki under the Learn menu for more information on auto routes.